to our live this week. How are you all? I feel like when I miss a week that it's been 10 years since I've been here, but it's not. I just missed last week and that was it. So welcome back to the Makers Gonna Learn channel. I was reading some of your comments. And I do think last week's live was at 11, but as of right now, we're keeping it 1:30. Just make sure that if you are confused, check the time on the bottom of the live. That will tell you exactly when we are going live. Drop in the comments where you are visiting us from. Hello, Karen. Hello, everyone. So glad to be here. Y'all, today's project is one that I think you all are going to love, and it's super simple. It's super easy, but y'all, the payout that you get with this project is so beautiful. Let's go ahead and go overhead, and I'm gonna show you all what we are gonna be creating. Is this too zoomed in? Do I need to zoom it out? Okay, perfect. We are going to be creating these little glass tile nameplates or place cards, if you will. This is going to be one that if you are, let's say, imagine this with a DIY wedding on a budget. Y'all, these make anything, any kind of party, any kind of place setting look bougie, bougie, bougie. So we are going to be creating our little name cards. The reason we created these and what we were envisioning with this is that you get these glass tiles to match your place setting or to match your tablescape, and then they just sit on top of the plates. But I do also feel like there are a lot of different things that you could do with this. It's not just limited to little place settings. Now these tiles are actually large enough, like thick enough, that I think you could probably like set them up like, I don't know. There's a lot of different things that you could do with this. And in all honesty, the supplies for this project are pretty minimal, and you can really choose whatever type of glass tile that you want. We chose this. It has a lot of different variations of colors. You have like more of a blue-green here, a true like lighter blue here, and a navy. So you can kind of choose which ones you want. If you want these specific tiles, they should be linked in the description below. But like I said, you can get as fancy, or you can get tiles to match pretty much whatever you want. And I've got some pulled up here on our screen, like just to show you what to look for. We'll go to our share screen here in a minute and kind of show you what to look for when you are looking for different glass tiles. But other than that, what we're going to be doing is we are going to be putting heat transfer vinyl on this glass. I don't know if you all knew that you could do that, but we are going to be putting HTV. This is HTV on this glass. This is not adhesive vinyl. So we are starting with our tiles. The next thing we have is our favorite foil vinyl, and this is the T-Fall, I think is the brand. It's from Amazon. This is just foil heat transfer vinyl, and y'all, this stuff it cuts like butter, it weeds like butter. It is honestly some of my favorite heat transfer vinyl, hands down, period. It is also linked down below, and you can get it in lots of different colors. I'm actually gonna go to Amazon right now, and I'm going to type in, I think it's gold foil HTV. I think the name is Oh yeah, okay. Is this it? I've got to find it. It's also linked down below. Let me go to our YouTube channel and let me grab that link myself, and then I'm going to show you all on the share screen. Now, while that is pulling up, the other thing that you are going to need a Cricut Mini Easy Press, like you see here. We are going to be using our brayer just to put our heat transfer vinyl down on our mat, and we have our Cricut mats here as well. So, got this. Beautiful. I'm going down to our description. Okay. The links are not in there. We will get them in there. If you could get on Slack and have them add those links. We will get the links added ASAP. But in the meantime, this is what we are going to be creating. So let's go ahead and hop over to our share screen. And we are going to start out. Yes, Karen, I just noticed that the supplies are not linked. I will make sure that those get linked ASAP. But like I said, we have our tile, we have our vinyl, our heat transfer vinyl, and we have our mats. In the meantime, we are going to head over to the Makers Gonna Learn website, and we are going to grab the font that we are going to be using today. And it is Pursuit. I'm pretty sure. Yes. So the MGL font that we're going to be using is actually one of our newer fonts. We are obsessed with this font. This is such a beautiful, decorative script font. I love it. Love it. So what we're going to do is we need to download this font. If you don't have this font already, how you are going to download it is you're going to click this arrow pointing down. It is then going to come over here to your downloads. And what you will need to do from there is double click that. Now, if you are on a PC, I do want to make sure that you all see this because we have how to download and install fonts for PC, Mac, and iOS. So what you'll need to do is you need to click which software you have here. If you are new, you'll click which software and then you'll just click this box here and it will pop up on your screen exactly how to download a font, because with a PC, it is a little bit different and you may have to extract the font and then go from there. So we need to double click that to download this font. Once we have double clicked it, you will then click install. We have already installed this onto our computer, so we do not need to install it again. It's actually not going to let us. So from there, we are going to hop over to Design Space and we are going to start setting this up. Now, if we could go to one real quick, before we set this up, if you are not part of the Makers Gonna Learn membership, or you want to recreate this and you don't have access, y'all, you can easily gain access and download 20 different fonts, 20 different cut files, or a mix of either one with our $7 trial membership. So if you are not an MGL member and you still want to recreate this, don't worry. You can click, I think it might be the first link down below, we have linked for our $7 trial. What that is going to get you is that is going to get you unlimited access to our website for 7 days, plus you get 20 download credits. Now, after those 7 days are over, you will then become a monthly member and you still continue to have access to everything on our website. So you can recreate this super, super easy. If you want to use this exact font, just click that link down below and grab that $7 trial membership. So let's go ahead and hop back over to design. Actually, let's go overhead, because before we go to Design Space, we need to get our measurements for our tiles. So I'm going to grab, I want to do one of these blue-green tiles. I don't think we have one in this blue-green color yet. Yes. We are getting the supplies linked ASAP. I know they are in a document, and actually, I know exactly where that document lives, and I don't know if they have access to it, but I will do, if it doesn't get updated before the live is over, I will update it as soon as the live is over. So, I'm going to grab a measuring tape, if I can find one, so that I can get measurements. Give me just a second. I don't know where our measuring tape has gone. I'm gonna go grab that really quickly. Let's see, there it is. We've been using all of our stuff. A lot of times we keep all of our good stuff here in the craft room. And then when we actually go to crafting, we come and grab it and forget to put it back. So What we're going to do is we need to grab the measurement of this tile. So we are looking at 3 1/4 inches across and not quite 2 inches in height, but very close, probably like 1.9. So we are going to go over to Design Space. We are going to grab a shape that is as close as possible, and actually we may grab this one. This one looks like it's going to be the closest. So what we're going to do after grabbing this shape, this hexagon, I'm going to come up here to the size. I'm going to unlock the size aspect ratio right here in the middle. We are going to make the width of this, we said it was 3.75. And then the height is going to be, now I do feel like these angles are a little bit off. Actually quite a bit off, like it's not angled as much, but I do think that if we fit it within here, it will still be able to work. That is the thing about, actually, let me see if I can show you guys a little trick. We're gonna T-vinyl, not T-fall, thank you. I have shared it before. You are thebomb.com. Okay, we're gonna do a little trick today. I'm gonna show you all how, if you have this odd shaped tile, is this in the middle, is this good enough? Push it up right here, beautiful. Okay, so if you have an odd shaped blank, what you can do to get it to work in Design Space, let's talk it through. So especially with these kind of odd ones, oh, it like popped on for 2 seconds, my little screen. If you have an odd shaped blank, what I like to do is come in here. Now this is gonna have shadows just because of the way that the lights are shining. I'm going to, boop, take a picture. What I'm then going to do is I have this picture, I'm going to airdrop it to my computer. Now watch, now we'll go to share screen. I'm going to accept that, save it to downloads, right here. Now I'm going to go to upload, upload image. We are going to then bring our Finder in, drag and drop this guy here, continue, and I'm going to remove, So if you have, let's try this again. I'm going to go back. Cannot be applied. Okay, so it says automatic background remover cannot be applied to HEIC files. So what I'm going to do, since it is an HEIC, I'm going to open it up. I'm going to go to File. I'm going to save. We're going to export this. We'll put it in Documents as a PNG, and I'm just going to type in tile. And then it now should be a PNG. Let's go back to cancel. And then we're going to go to upload, upload image. Now it's going to live in our documents here. Tile. Boom. It's a large image. Continue. Now I can do the remove background on this. Now you can click manual if it is on a completely white background. You can see this one's a little bit different. But I'm just going to click remove background on this. Boom. Apply and continue. Flat graphic. Upload. Now it's going to come in very, very large, but we are going to size it down to where it is the 2 inches or 3 1/4, like this. Now we can size this down to where it is 3 right here. And y'all, that's pretty much the exact size. And there's our blank. Boom. and that is the size almost exactly, because remember I said it wasn't quite 2 inches, but I think it's about 1.9 probably. Well, it's 1.88. So that is how you can quickly add a blank. If it is an odd shaped blank, get a measurement, get one measurement. So I really went by, go back overhead, I really went by our width measurement because it gave me that exact 3.75. So after taking the picture and removing the background, I made sure, because remember I talked about, I'm not sure, it's somewhat close to 2, but I don't really know. This gave me the exact 3.75 in the width, and now it is proportioned exactly the way that it should be, and I can add my name on there and size it properly. So we had a friend say, amazing, that would take me at least 1 month to do that. I don't think Android has that option. So if you have an Android, what I would do is I would still take a picture on my phone, and then I would just email it to myself. Like if you are using your computer, I would email it to myself instead of doing like the AirDrop or trying to send it. Karen says Android is easier to upload. If that's the case, I know that working with different systems is going to be different across the board. There are workarounds. If it is easier to upload in Android, great. If you are having trouble, if you're having trouble sending it to your computer, I would for sure, the way that I would go about it is I would just email it to myself, save it from an email, and then upload it, okay? So now all that's really left for us to do is I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of these guys, and we are going to pop in a text box. From there, we're going to come up to the top where it says Cricut Sans, and we are going to go to our system fonts, because every single font that we download is going to be found in our system fonts, okay? So from there, we are going to choose Pursuit, which is the font we're going to be using today. Beautiful. And now all that's left for us to do, and I'm going to zoom in here, is we are just going to type in our name. So let's do Sarah. And then from there, we are just going to size it up and have it fit our tile. Y'all, that's it. It really is that simple. Now, one thing that I feel like, especially with this one, so I feel like the S on Sadie looks a little bit larger, and I really do like that. So if this is the case, you can't see the screen. Are we on share screen? Yes. Okay. Oh, okay, beautiful. We're on share screen now. So we'll start back from the beginning. Thank you guys. So let's just delete this, and we'll start back from getting a text box. So we're gonna grab us a text box, come up here. It would normally say Cricut Sans. You're gonna go over to your system fonts, type in the font that you want. We are using the MGL Pursuit. And then you are going to type in your name. Now I typed in Sarah and just brought it up here and resized it. Now that looks really, really good, and I do like this. But if you wanted that first letter to really pack a punch, here's a little trick that you could do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these on 2 separate lines. Hear me out. Then from there, I'm going to go to Format, and I'm going to ungroup to lines. Now, I'm sure you're thinking, why would you ungroup to lines? Well, honestly, I kind of want the S to be just a little bit bigger to stand out. So I'm going to make this S larger, and then the rest of the name just a little bit smaller, just so it fills up the tile. Now, this may not be possible with every name. This is going to be a name-to-name thing, but if it does feel like, oh, this looks kind of not as filled in, what I would do is make the first letter a little bit larger than the rest of it. And then if you do that, what you will need to do is come back in here and select the second half of the name and the first letter, and then come down here to the bottom and click Unite. And that's it. That just allows that first letter to be a little bit bigger, to pack a little bit more of a punch. But like I said, this may not be the case for other names. So I'm going to move this one up here. I'm going to try out a different name, a longer name. So let's see what a longer name would do. So I'm going to do Meredith. If you all didn't know, these are my two sisters. So do you see how this feels like it falls a little bit flat? Okay? However, just by doing this one little thing, we're going to click Enter here. It's still the same text box. We're going to come up here to Format, down to the bottom where it says Select Ungrouping. We are going to ungroup to lines. So now our M is separate from the rest of the word, and we are just going to size up the M. And honestly, that one was a little bit bigger. But do you see how now that feels a lot more elegant to me? We could even, let's bring it down just a little bit to give us a little bit more room here. And then I might even bring this down a little bit more. But do you see how it feels a lot? That to me, that feels a lot more cohesive to me than this. So do you all see the difference? It just feels a lot more elegant, a little bit more hand-lettered almost, but it really is, when I say the devil is in the details, I truly mean the devil is in the details. You want these details to really make it stand out, okay? Okay, so we got the link for the tiles. Perfect. Now, once again, if you do this, remember, there is one more step you have to take. If you separate the first letter from the rest of the name to make the first letter bigger, make sure that you go back, select the second half of the name, hold your shift key down, and select the first letter, come down here to combine, and unite those back together, okay? So now we have our two names that we are going to go ahead and cut. So what I'm going to do now, and while these are cutting, I am actually going to go to our share screen here in a little bit when these do start cutting, and we're going to look at some other options of tiles. We have linked the ones that we used. They came from Floor & Decor. Also, Floor & Decor has some really, really pretty tiles. I love their tiles. But we'll look at some things and kind of walk you through why we chose these, like which ones to look for, different styles and things like that, and which ones to kind of stay away from. So I'm just burnishing our HTV down on our mat. Now this is the T-Vinyl, not T-Fall. I was saying T-Fall because that's a brand of pots and pans. Yeah, pots and pans. This is T-Vinyl HTV, and we'll also look at all of the different colors that they have. So I'm going to go ahead and hide this tile on my share screen. We're going to go to Make It. I'm going to kind of separate these out just a little bit. Now this is heat transfer vinyl, so we always want to make sure that we are turning our mirror on. And then from there we are going to click Continue. Connect Explore 5. It says we are connecting. Okay, we might have to go back out. I think our, let's see if we can connect via Bluetooth. Let's disconnect this here and see if we can connect via Bluetooth really quickly. It seems like we always have connectivity issues for some reason. So let's try connecting again. I might have to turn it off and turn it back on. I think that's what I've had to do the last few days. Lorraine says these would make great locker magnets for school. Yes, these would make really, really cute. The only thing that I would be concerned about with like school age children is this being glass and it dropping and breaking. But like for your older school age children, yes, they would be super cute as magnets or magnets for your fridge. Okay, we're going to completely disconnect this thing and reconnect. We're going to try. Ba-da-da. Okay, we might have to go to cancel and we might have to try it again. Actually, let's go to save. Let's save this. We're going to go to reload. We're going to reload Design Space. I did just save it, so let's just hit replace. And it's now connected. Whew, praise. Okay, so let's go back to where we were at. And go back, go back, go back. There it is. Customize. Make it. Moving these over here, turning mirror on, and going to continue. Now we are cutting this on everyday iron-on with our fine point blade. Beautiful. And we're just going to load this in and let the Cricut do its thing. So while that is cutting, back over here, here is the T-vinyl. Let me show you, because T-vinyl right here. T-vinyl, you can even go to the T-vinyl warehouse store. Y'all, they have some of the best foil vinyl, hands down. And I wanted to show you because they have all different kinds of colors for this foil. They have a light gold, they have a regular gold, they have silver, they have rose gold, they even have like a champagne gold that is very, very pretty. I did not realize that they had glitter vinyl. That is going to have to be something that we try out. Blue foil, they have 22 different colors. They have a rainbow silver, gold, or foil vinyl. Wow. They have a holographic silver. There is a lot of stuff in here. Their bronze foil vinyl is also beautiful and would be beautiful on this project too. So you can really choose whatever color you want, but they have some of the best foil vinyl. I will say, we have not tried their puff vinyl yet. I do feel like they are constantly coming out with new types of vinyl, and I love that for them. We definitely need to test some out. That might be something we do here in the future. You never know. But we are obsessed with their foil. So this is the Amazon storefront for T-Vinyl Warehouse. Now, let's talk about different types of glass tile. So we got ours from Floor & Decor. So what you want to look for is, I think that a glass tile for this is going to be better than a ceramic, especially if you're going to be using HTV, because with ceramic tiles, the area is not really as smooth as a glass tile. Oh, those are very pretty. These are very, very pretty. I also like these, but these didn't have this shape. I love this color, but the shape was not what we were going for, but I still think they would be very pretty. You want to stay away from a textured tile for this project. You really want it to be more of a smooth glass tile, but you can really pick and choose what is going to work with your theme or what you want to do. These are really pretty. I like those. But these may be a little bit skinny. You do want to also make sure that you are looking at the size, if you can find the actual size of the tile. So the chip size is 2 by 8. So that's 2 inches by 8 inches, which is it's not bad. So this one is less than 2 inches. So it would be, I guess I'm assuming, let's see. Yes, chips are the individual pieces that make up the mosaic. So if that is a 2 by 8, it would be about like this by 8 inches. So it would just be a lot longer and skinny, not kind of more proportion. So just make sure you are looking at the chip size and make sure you are looking to see if it is like just a solid top or if it has texture when you are looking for your tile to use. Now I feel like I just saw, okay, so this is very similar to what we got, except it is not in the blue color. This is a brown. I could see this with that bronze HTV on top of it would be adorable for a neutral place setting. So pretty. But you can go through, search, find the tile that you like. You can look for more. There's more than just Floor & Decor. They just had a really good selection of glass tile. What's Tile Barn? I don't know. Let's look and see what they got. Okay, so this is a really good example. I would at first think that this one would be a great tile to use, but when you look at it, the reflection, do you see all of the texture? It's going to be harder for you to get HTV to adhere to that. So just keep that in mind when you are choosing. But like, I really like this tile a lot for my home, but not for this project, like these fluted tiles. This one doesn't look like it has, but this is also ceramic. Let's see if we can do materials. Glass. Boom. So, like I said, I would probably lean more toward that. Could be fun, but though the chip size on that one looks pretty small, let's come down here and see if it gives us the chip size specifications. So the chip size on this one, it is less, it's 7/8 of an inch in height. So you have to think about, it's literally like here to here. Like that's how skinny that tile is. So you definitely need to make sure you're checking that. Anyway, that's my little spiel on best practices when it comes to choosing your tile. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna get my Cricut Mini Easy Press set. We're gonna do a heat setting of 2 today. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that turned on. Does anybody have any questions about anything we have done so far? Drop them in the chat. Even if you don't have questions about this project, if you have any questions about Cricut crafting, let me be the one to answer them for you. I mean, it's kind of what we do. So what we're doing now is I'm weeding out. And this is how, you all know, if you've been around the channel, you know that I have trust issues, number one. And I trust this vinyl is going to stay down so well. I'm just pulling this straight up, like not worried in the least bit. And it didn't go anywhere. Literally didn't go anywhere. Yes, I'm weeding with a True Control knife. Some people hate that I do this, but you know what? A lot of times I just use what I have in my hand. And today it was a True Control knife. But that's the thing, is I don't have to worry about this going anywhere. Did you all see how easily that was weeded? How easily I weeded that? Now this might be where I need to grab, okay, so these little tiny pieces, I do need to grab my pen tool. it's harder for me to see them and grab them with the True Control knife. Also, let me know in the comment, what have you all been crafting? Has there been anything specific that you all have been working on or creating? I would love to hear. We are going to be doing our 2-week company shutdown coming up really soon. And as of right now, there are no foreseeable things in my future that are going to stop me from actually crafting. Last year I said I was going to be crafting the whole 2 weeks, and I had a lot of other things come up, but this year I really feel like I'm going to be spending the 2 weeks crafting things that I want to make. Okay, so now it is time to lay our tiles down. I'm actually going to do Meredith. I'm going to do Sarah's on this one, and I'm going to do Meredith's on this one just because these colors kind of coordinate with their eyes. Another fun fact about me, I have 2 younger sisters, both of them blonde-headed and blue-eyed as they come, and Meredith's eyes are about the color of this glass. They're like ice blue, and Sarah's are more green. So there we go. And do you all see how perfectly these fit on this tile? With that little trick of taking a picture of the actual tile and uploading it, man, no issues at all, okay? Kathy, are we doing Christmas in July crafts? We will more than likely have some Christmas in July crafts. I was actually watching a video earlier today. There's something wrong with that towel. I'm gonna get another one. I was watching a video earlier today about what is going to be trending this Christmas. So I'm sure we'll throw in some Christmas in July crafts as well. And now, after we get those placed down, that one still seems like it's a little far to the right, or left, my other right. Now we're just going to take our mini easy press and get this adhered down to the towel. Now you do kind of have to be a little bit careful, and you do need to give it a little bit more time than you would think, because this glass, it's not the same as putting it on a, see, it's like pieces of it want to, and I didn't do it on 3, and let me explain why I didn't want to put it on 3. So putting it on a heat setting of 3 would give it more heat, and it might adhere faster, but I was really afraid that it would burn and like melt my HTV. So that's why I'm still leaving it on 2, but kind of pulling it up a little bit at a time. That seems like it's not getting down really well. We might do it on 3 for Sarah just to see how much of a difference it makes, so that you all can be a lot more informed. Okay, that edge needs to go down. The middle right here is, and you can kind of see when it starts pulling, you can see it. So just be very gentle, okay? Da 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 da! Y'all, can we just take a minute to look at that? Like the shadow behind that, can they see the shadow? How pretty that is? It's like a natural drop shadow. That's insane to me. Okay, I'm turning this up to 3. Now let me answer some of your questions. Sharon's been making graduation decorations for my nephew. I love that. Cheryl just made the sewn mini knot bag. I love that bag. I am so obsessed with it. Working with wood mosaic and adding mural painting to it. Wow. I would love to see that. Please, if you are part of the MGL membership, or if you're part of our Facebook group, drop that in there when you're done. Donna, vacation was not really a vacation, but it was a nice little trip. I had a really good time. It wasn't as relaxing. It was more of a trip that I was working and helping and doing, but it's okay. Aren't you putting rubbing alcohol before adding vinyl? Listen, if I was adding regular vinyl, then yes, I would be adding alcohol, but this is heat transfer vinyl, so you don't have to add rubbing alcohol to your blank with heat transfer vinyl because it adheres pretty well on its own. Now, like I said, if it was regular vinyl and you wanted it to stay a lot longer, then yes, I would add rubbing alcohol, but for heat transfer vinyl, you don't really have to. So I'm doing this one on a heat setting of 3 to see how much of a difference it makes. I was trying to see, that's cool. A wedding couple could request the tiles be left in a box and make a backsplash or a tile walk on the wall going towards, that would be cute. Yeah. I'm seeing all of what you all are working on. Love it. Once again, with heat transfer vinyl, I don't really think we need to, I've never used rubbing alcohol with heat transfer vinyl. But if you want to try, have at it. I don't know that it's going to change it that much. So I did bump it up to 3 on this one. And so we still need a little bit more time with 3. Donna says, I think using 3 sometimes we'll add a little bit more glue, like pulling, it will make the glue kind of spread out a little further, and I can agree with that 100%. But we're going to see how it does right here on this one. Well, I will say that was a lot faster. I don't really see much bleeding of the glue other than if I was being nitpicky, maybe up here around the H a little bit. But other than that, beautiful. Honestly, I love every single one of these. I think they are so cute. Oh my goodness, look. Lauren, Meredith, and Sarah, all in different colors. There you go, guys. So, what do you all think? Thoughts, comments, opinions? I think that, I just think that this is a really good way to add a classy touch to either a dinner party, a wedding, what have you. This would also, if you did this for like a DIY wedding, this could be something that people could take home with them after they were done. Or like one of our friends said, you know, if the bride and groom wanted to keep them, that would be possible too, but it would also be like a nice little favor. So here is our beautiful little project for today. What do you guys think? You all are saying beautiful. Glad you're thinking that because I think that as well. Thank you all so much for being here. I've had a blast. Also, if you have any comment or if you have any questions, make sure you drop them in the comments, drop them in the chat. If you are watching the replay and you still have questions, you can comment down below. Ask us any questions that you have. And if you are not part of the MGL membership, or you're not part of MGL Plus and you want to recreate these, you can sign up for our $7 trial membership. That is going to give you 7 days unlimited access to our website where you're going to get 20 download credits. So you can use one of your download credits to get this awesome font. It is called Pursuit. It is MGL Pursuit. So grab your $7 trial membership if you haven't already. After the 7 days, I do want to make sure that you know it does roll over into a monthly membership if you do not cancel. But for $7, if you decide you don't like it, you can cancel before the 7 days. That's completely up to you. Now, we did have a friend ask. They said they came in late. Scroll down so I can see their comment. What kind of glue did you use? Tia and Seth, we did not use glue. We actually used heat transfer vinyl. This is T-vinyl foil heat transfer vinyl on these glass tiles. Super simple, super quick, super easy, but y'all, the payout is beautiful. It really does just take a little bit of thinking outside the box, maybe using some materials that you wouldn't have thought of. But yeah, you can create something extravagant out of something that standard that we would be putting on our walls in our kitchen or our bathroom. Lorraine says, I'm gonna need so many tiles. Yeah, I mean, you would need quite a few tiles if you were doing this for a big event. So thank you guys so much for being here today. I have had a blast, and I will see you guys. Oh, by the way, I forgot. If you grab your $7 trial membership today, we have a member-only masterclass tomorrow. And we are gonna be teaching you all how to create those, I know you all have seen those painted banners everywhere. Everybody's doing painted banners these days, but not everybody can paint freehand as easily as others. So what we're gonna be teaching in tomorrow's masterclass is how to create those banners in Canva to make them look like they are hand painted, and then walking you through the process of printing them. So if that is something that interests you and you're not part of MGL Plus, go ahead and grab your $7 membership or your $7 trial. And meet us there, meet us back here on the channel tomorrow. It is for members only, so you do have to have either a trial membership or a regular MGL Plus membership, and then we send you the link, and it is a private Facebook group, or not a private Facebook group. It is a private YouTube video. That's what I'm trying to say. So anyway, thank you guys so much, and I will see you back